Hi guys. Can you guys hear me okay? I know I started late because I was in Pete's chat. If you guys didn't see it, it was kind of a just laughing and he shared a video of epic fails and we just kind of all chatted. It was nice to unwind. Thank you, Carving Artist. I appreciate it. I didn't specifically have a topic tonight. Hi, cheap girl. Hi. Um I didn't really specifically have a topic tonight, you guys. I wanted to touch on this whole thing in Tennessee, but it's more of an opinion base than what everyone else is talking about with what happened and so forth. We all saw what happened. We all have heard what happened. We're getting bombarded with what happened, but I kind of have my own opinion on it. Than kind of a different opinion than what I think most channels think. I think a lot of people are thinking it specifically on the 2A movement, um, the 2A rights, I should say, not movement, the rights. But I actually think it's deeper than that. And if you guys follow my community tab, I did ask you guys to think outside of the box, take a step back. Um, you know, don't listen to everyone else. I mean, listen to them, but take it with a grain of salt and form your own opinion. Yes, Jeep Girl. I think that's part of it. Um, so I know there's already some stuff going on about how it was handled and motives, and she was wearing different shoes, so forth. And I am going to call her she because biologically she is a woman, and that is one place that I'm not going to move on. I'm sorry, but if you are born a man, you are a man. If you are born a woman, you are a woman. Um, Feelings don't make you something else. Otherwise, we have to call the people who feel like unicorns unicorns, the people who feel like fairies and pixies and so forth. That I'm not doing that. You are either a man or a woman, unless by chance you are a hermaphrodite. And then, yes, then you are both and you can choose. I am totally okay with that. But as far as calling a man a woman and a woman a man, I'm probably going to lose subscribers. I don't care. That is my belief. God created man and woman, period. That's where I stand. So I'm going to call her her. I'm going to call her she because that's what she is. And back when I was a kid, um, if girls dressed as boys, we were called tomboys. I was a tomboy growing up, guys. I was a tomboy. I didn't think I was a man. I didn't think I was a boy. I didn't want to change myself to become a man. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm a tomboy. I am not the girl who goes out and wears dresses and heels unless it's a special occasion. I'm the girl. I have my own tool bag. I fix my own plumbing. I do my own electrical within my abilities. I can't do major stuff. I can, change the heating elements on my water heater. Like I can do those things. It doesn't make me a man. It makes me one hell of a skilled woman. So, um, I think that they've really confused the kids to think that if they're anywhere doing male stuff, then they must be a male. Or men back when I was younger, if they were into fashion, if they were into looking good and a little more emotional, they used to be metrosexual. That didn't mean they were a woman. It meant that they were more in tune with um, things that women liked as well. It didn't make them a female. It didn't make them want to go put on dresses. Anyways, that's not the rant that I wanted to get on, but now you guys know where I stand. Do I condone? I guess I'm not done. Do I condone their behaviors and their lifestyle? No, I do not. Do I hate them as people? No, I do not. I don't. I have a whole lot of friends that are gay, that are lesbian, that are trans, that are within that spectrum. It doesn't mean I love them any less as a person. They are still my friends. I still care about them deeply. I just don't want to hear about the lifestyle. I'm not going to participate in their lifestyle, and they respect that. My friends are not the ones that are out there um, trying to protest and so forth. They want to be humans like everyone else, and they are. They are humans, and I treat them as such. I treat them just like I would treat anybody else. I just don't agree with what they do. As a person, I love them to death. They are my deepest friends. But that's okay. Now I'm over that rant. So, Outlaw 3G, hello. Jason, hello. Did I miss anybody else on my little rant? Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about why I think this whole thing happened. Do I think that 2A has something to do with it? I do think it's part of it. I think, though, that the specific type of person that did it at the type of place it was done at, I think there's more to it. And I've kind of said this a little bit with my community post, and I have shared this a little bit in like Pete's Live the other night. And in a couple of chats, we've discussed it amongst other subscribers to other channels. And I think that um, not only is this going to cause an uprise of people who um, very much support the 2A rights, which I do. If you guys follow me, you know I do. But I also think it's deeper than that. I told you guys a lot of that. The mainstream is a lot about division. Anyone they can divide, they're going to divide. That means men and women, straight and gay, trans, and I guess they call us cis now, which I think is stupid. But, anyways, that's beside the point. Um, Christians, non Christians, like they are going to take different ethnic groups. They are going to try to do everything to divide us. And I truly think that this um, incident that happened is absolutely terrible. First of all, that anyone lost their life. I don't care who it is. And um, you guys are probably going to hate me for this, but even the shooter, I think that all of life lost is terrible, period. I think that some way, shape, or form, um, something could have happened or should have happened before it got to that point. Somebody should have stepped in to help this person before they got to the point where they thought they had to go take something into their own hands. But being that it was a trans individual, I think that this is, and I've vocalized this, that I think this is going to cause an even bigger division between the trans community, the LGBTQ, I think I got that right, community, and the heterosexual community. This is going to cause a big divide. And I think it's also going to cause a divide with Christians and non Christians, because, as you guys know, a lot of people out there today think that, and I agree somewhat, that the churches are so corrupt. A lot of the churches nowadays are about making their own rules. You have to follow my rules or you're going to hell. You have to do this or you're going to hell. Well, there's only one way, really, that you can go to hell, and that's not believing in Jesus, not accepting, not repenting, all within the same thing. It's not about if you change your sex or if you go steal a piece of gum, and there's some churches out there that basically say that if you do these things you go to hell. That's not how it is at all. But the churches are pushing this, and I think that's a big part of why a lot of people change against or get mad at Christians. And in general, they put them all in the same boat, and I think that's kind of unfair, because um, we just had an incident with one trans that went and shot up innocent children, innocent adults. It doesn't mean that we should put them all in the same group. At the same time, the trans community is now doing an uprise themselves. I don't know if you guys know that. They were supposed to do, I think it was today or yesterday, they were supposed to do a protest in Washington, D.C. And originally it was what was it called? And I think I closed the tab. Trans something along the lines of trans being visible. That was the original title of this protest. And then it was like trans stand up with a vengeance, something along that. It's I can't remember, and I closed the tab, unfortunately. But they were supposed to do a protest, and after the shooting, they had scheduled this before the shooting had happened in Tennessee, with an innocent name, basically, a protest to be seen. And that's a whole other rant I'm not going to get on. But, anyways, um, and then after the shooting, they changed it to having a vengeance. Why? Why do you have to go have a vengeance? There's no reason for you to have a vengeance. There's a lot of communities. I've seen quite a few videos out there where they are now trying to say that there is a genocide against them. I don't know of any of my friends out there trying to kill any trans. I don't know of any of my friends out there trying to get rid of them, make them disappear, poison them, whatever. I don't have any friends like that. I don't know if you do, but I don't have any friends like that. And if I did have friends like that, they wouldn't be my friends anymore. So for them to call and say there's a genocide against them, um, I'm not really sure where that's going. And now you have some channels out there that are trans and LBGTQ that are calling for violence. Well, they did this protest, or they called for this protest to be originally a peaceful protest, and then they turned it into a protest with a vengeance, which would be violence. At least I think that's what that means. And it got canceled. The protest got canceled. I don't know if you guys know that. The protest got canceled. And thank you, Trans Day of Vengeance. And it was originally supposed to be Trans Day of Visibility. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was originally titled Trans Day of Visibility. And they changed it after the shooting to Trans Day of Vengeance. What do you need vengeance against? Why do you need vengeance against something terrible? You know, the shooting happened and all of a sudden you need vengeance? Beside the point. Anyway, I'm getting beside myself and I'm getting a little worked up. But they changed this protest got canceled. And according to the article I had up, they were told that there was a possible threat of an active shooter. I don't know how you can have a possible threat of an active shooter. You either have a threat of an active shooter or you don't have a threat of an active shooter, not a possible threat to cancel a huge event like that. So I guess as I read this article, the possible threat, they were tipped off, this community was tipped off because this possible threat came into the FBI hotline. So the FBI tipped them off. That should be a whole lot of red flags right there, in my opinion. If you remember back when all the other stuff happened, like Jan 6 and so forth, the FBI got involved in that too. And if I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, there were flyers put out about there was going to be violence and there was going to be, they were going to rush the Capitol. Like they put out these flyers. So it seems to me that it's pretty strange for them to say there was a possible threat from the FBI, and so they canceled. They canceled it like the day before. They canceled the entire thing. This makes no sense to me. But in this article, also, it said that the possible threat was because of right wing conservative extremists. Well, if it's a possible threat and you don't have the details, how do you know where this supposed possible threat came from? So this goes back to my part of the dividing the I'm just gonna call it the rainbow group, guys, because I get tongue tied on all the letters. The rainbow group and the non-rainbow group. It's gonna start dividing them even more than they already are, which is happening. You're seeing it happening. They want to protest. They change their name from the protest from visibility to vengeance, and then they're going to cancel because there's a passive or passive. It's a possum, a possible active shooter, but they don't know anything about it. But even though they don't know anything about it, it has to be a right wing conservative. I'm sorry, but Mike just did a short the other day on Hudson Valley and said that I'm pretty sure that the conservatives are not going to be any part of it because we're all going to be at work. Most of us work 9 to 5 jobs. Most of us have to work to put food on our table. Most of us have to work to pay for the preps that we're buying because we know something is coming. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know of anyone in my community that was going to go and protest or anti protest. I don't know anyways, we weren't going to be a part of it. I don't know if any of us, our community even, that was going to be a part of protesting against the Trans Day of Vengeance. I just don't. So for them to go out and say this, it's just more of a way to uprise a group of people against another group of people. So then I want to go into the location of where the shooting happened. And they said that there was no motive. They said that there was no motive. And then they came out and said, "Oh, it was a targeted attack." She was looking for the pastor of the school. And I think that more details are going to come out. I honestly think that this is going to be how it's going to say how the Christians treat the trans. I'm a Christian. I don't treat them any different. So don't put us all in that same book. But I also kind of think it's going to go even further. I think they're going to push the narrative even further. And I'm patiently waiting and watching to see what they come out with, other than saying that there was um, emotional problems with this young lady, which I'm very sorry for. I'm sure that it was a struggle all the way around. And I don't want anyone to have to go through those struggles. But I have a feeling that once this narrative that they have introduced starts dying down and people start not really caring as much, and I hate to say it that way, but I think that when people stop caring as much, they're going to come up with new information. And I personally think the new information is going to be something along the lines of um, like a sexual abuse kind of thing accusation. I think that's probably where it's going to go. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel it's going to go. And I think that that is going to make the community start pushing more against pastors and so forth in school, which is going to cause more of a divide. So it's not only going to be a divide against, supposedly all Christians hate trans. I think it's also going to be a divide of all pastors and deacons and bishops and so forth are all child molesters, and that is not true either. It is just not true. Are there some out there? Yes. Are they everywhere? No, not all of them are. You have child molesters in every way, shape, and form. So you can't say just because they're within a Christian school they are. And I think this is where it's going to go. So I'm interested in seeing if it is or not. Share your thoughts with me. I know that I think way, way out of the box than most people, but I'm curious if anyone else has kind of thought this way of the different divisions that could be going on. And I also want to ask you guys, this is something that should be a huge, huge red flag. In any of the active shooters in the past, or any of the incidents in the past, whether it be of like I'll use J6 again, J6 or active shooters or the Boston Marathon. Do any of you ever recall surveillance or cameras or videos being released within 24 hours of it happening? Ever? Something is very wrong there. That just does not happen. They have to do an investigation before those things are released. So for them to have released it way early, they released the footage, then they released the shooter information right away, including medical information, which also doesn't normally happen. Then they released the victim's information. I mean, everything was just so fast, so fast. It should have never happened that fast, and it's not normal for it to happen that fast. I can't recall ever having anything ever released as quickly as they released uh, all of this information with this particular thing. I'm catching up on chat. Give me 1 second. I missed hi, Johnny. Hi, Lucky. I missed a couple people sneaking in because you guys know when I get on my rants, I get sidetracked. Um, yeah, but militant. I'm seeing your comment here for when they schedule them. I agree with that to some extent, but here in South Carolina, they had some protests like a year ago. that were on the weekends. And honestly, a lot of us were smart enough to know not to go because we knew that something was wrong with it. Like we see little bits, we notice whether it be consciously or subconsciously, we see things and our little, spidey senses, I call it my spirit gets stirred and I'm like, no, something's wrong. I don't need to be involved in that. And I think we see things even on the weekends when we are able to go and we know whether we should be there or not for whatever reason. We may know the reason or we may not. Um, yeah, outlaw. It is going to get a lot worse. I think it's going to get worse than people realize in a very sick way. And people really do need to prepare, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. They really do. It's a mental health issue. She was 28, long out of school. If she'd been struggling for this long, then why wouldn't someone get her some help or therapy? I agree. That's exactly right. I feel like this could have been prevented. I feel like it could have been prevented one way or another. The other thing is she had 7 weapons legally owned, but her parents were trying to get them out of the house because they knew something was wrong. If they knew something was wrong, they should have gotten involved, whether she's an adult or not. There are ways, even if you have an adult child that is struggling, to get involved. You have to because I mean, look at what the outcome was, not just for their child, but for other people's children, and the adults. It could have been prevented. They should have stepped in. Somebody should have stepped in. You cannot tell me there are not ways to step in because there are. I know from personal experience there are ways to step in to help adults. Even if they refuse, even if an adult refuses, let me tell you guys this. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. This is my tip. Okay. Even if you are friends or have a family member that is an adult, a lot of places will tell you that because they're an adult, they can refuse treatment. However, if they are self harming, if they are a possible harm to themselves or a harm to others, you can get involved. If you call most places have a crisis line. Call that crisis line, let them know what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and they will come and they will get a court order immediately. They will call the judge at home and say, we need an order immediately to get this person evaluated and put into hospitalization. So just because they're an adult does not mean they can refuse all treatment. If they are to that point where you have to step in, please step in. Please help avoid things like this. I am begging you. You have to. Don't be afraid. And those people, that person might be really angry at you at that point in life. They may disagree with your decision. They may not understand your decision. But once they get stable again and they start seeing your reasoning, they'll start understanding that it really was in their best interest. So don't ever be afraid to step in and be a part of helping them. You could save their lives, you could save others' lives, you could save your own life. You just don't know because when people get to that point, they're so unpredictable. They're so unpredictable, but if you love that person, you see signs. Prepping artists, I agree. I don't think they want to fix both sides. I think they want to actually mess it up on purpose. Yeah. So hold on, I'm scanning. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, the quick release was wrong. Um, hey, stray kitten. Hello, Joe. Hello, Wolf. Hi, JD. Ark Wildman. Hello, man. I missed a lot of people on my rant. I always miss people. I'm so bad. All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, Wolf. I do know your thoughts. 5150 hold. Who are you talking about? The shooter at the school? Yes, JD. I'm talking about the shooter at the school. If you missed it, basically the cliff notes are um, it probably, in my opinion, could have been prevented um, if people would have stepped in, even if they were an adult. I believe that it was not just against the 2A rights. I think it was also against was also dividing the rainbow community and the non-rainbow community. And I'm not saying the alphabet because I get tongue tied every time. And I also think it is a attack against Christians, but that's my opinion. And I go more into depth, but that's the cliff notes so you can get caught up. Yes, Johnny, they push pills like they are M&Ms. It is not even funny. If you all do not have anyone, a loved one or a close friend that is going through mental health, they do. They push pills like nobody's business. And if a person has reactions to the medication, if y'all don't know this, they don't take them off that medication most times. They add another medication to counteract the effects of the first one. And then if they have more interactions with the two medications and reactions to the new medication, guess what? They don't take them off of them. They add another pill to counteract again. And it is, I mean, they will just keep adding them like they are candy. It's sickening, sickening. We have a friend that we're close to that doesn't have psychological problems, but they do have other medical problems. And his pill pack seriously looks like a pack of Skittles. It's disgusting, and he wonders why he has, so many problems. It's just so gross. Not him, his pills. Um, yes, that too, and, make sure here's also what I'm gonna tell you for mental health. If you have a close friend and you have to take them to the hospital, make sure you also speak up at the hospital of what you've seen because a lot of doctors and nurses will talk to the patient themselves and people who are in mental health are very very good at learning these are the basic questions that they are going to ask me and this is how I'm going to answer. Okay, they're very good at I don't mean to be cruel but in manipulating the system. So you have got to be in there to help answer those questions or pull the doctor aside to tell them your side of what you've seen and what you've heard, what you've experienced, because a lot of doctors will listen to just the patient because most people won't speak up. When you do speak up, 9 times out of 10, they will listen. Hi, ETP. Be safe at work. Hi, Michael. Yes, family values are very important. I can't even do you guys see? I have a surprise. If you guys did not watch Pete's um stream the other night, you do not know my little surprise back here, but I will share it in just a minute. Yes. Oh, you know what? I say yes and you guys don't know what I'm saying yes to. Pills and meds are pushed first. Let me tell you guys too. If you have family that is going through mental health and they are on major medications, there is a blood test. Okay. I'm sharing this so you guys know. There is a blood test that is a genome blood test. I suggest if whoever you love is going through mental health and they are on medication to get this test because this test actually I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know it existed, you guys, until I found out years later. Um, will test the patient's blood and will find out what medications are in the red zone. Do not take. You will have bad effects. A yellow zone, it might work for them, or a green zone, no effects, works well with their body. So if you are somebody going through mental health yourself, or if you know somebody going through mental health and you are going through this trial and error of medications, please, please, please ask your doctor if you're tired of going through. If you want to keep trying new drugs, then by all means, I don't suggest it because it can cause more damage. Ask them for I think it's called a genome test. It literally checks to see what the biology in your body, how it reacts with different medications. But they don't tell you about this blood test. You have to ask for it. You have to ask for it. And most people do not know it exists. Hey, Ronnie. Um, a little bit behind. Not as behind as I normally am. Yes, JD. Did you see it? Did you see it? Mm. Hold on. Oh, Militant Farmer saw it. Okay, so you guys know I went to the gun show last weekend, right? You guys know? I went to the gun show last week, and guess what? I know, Wolf, you probably just saw what I did, but that's okay. Hold on, you guys, hold on. Give me 1 second, and I'll show you what you guys see. I went to the gun show. I came back with a Darryl. Look at you guys. I came back with a Darryl. And he's not dinner. So the first person that says dinner, I'm going to boot you. He was gifted to us. He is 2.5 months old. And I can't believe he hasn't peed on me yet. And his name is Darrell after The Walking Dead. So if you were in Roaming Preppers, um, live the other night, I gave a sneak peek on Darrell. And lucky if you're still in here, should have named him Stu. Lucky if you're still in here. I don't know if you saw my comment, but yes, Darrell from The Walking Dead. Oh, 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 see him? He's about to jump off me. He's a Holland Lop. Please don't pee on me. And he's still getting used to us, so I'm actually surprised he hasn't clawed me up yet. But he's my first bunny, you guys. And hi, Tasha. And my doggies get along with him. We had to introduce him as a baby kitty though, because they've never seen a bunny. But he was gifted to us. The place that we stayed, the VRBO that we were staying at, they were breeders, and they actually wanted to gift us with a bunny because they really thought we were amazing people, even though we were only there for the weekend. So she gifted this little tiny bunny to us. And he's only going to get 4 pounds is the max, 4-pound bunny. And he's a little boy, obviously. And he can't even eat veggies yet, you guys. His tummy is so tiny. He's such a baby. He can't even have veggies and fruits yet. But he's learning. I'm catching up with chat. JD, he doesn't lay Easter eggs, but he leaves me chocolate pellets everywhere in his cages. That I'm guessing are chocolate. I'm not eating them, but they look like chocolate. So he leaves little chocolate bits everywhere. But this is Darryl. So he's my new co-star, guys. What do you think? Aw, thanks, Militant. Yeah, I wish we could have stayed longer up there. I wish we could have stayed longer. We are definitely going to I'm eating Darryl hair, guys. I wish we could have stayed longer, but we are going to go up there again, Militant. We plan on going up there hopefully for the next when it's warmer, because I've already experienced Um, it's poop. Are you sure? Do you want me to send you some? You can taste it. um, we want to go up there when it's warmer, anyways. I experienced it when it's really cold up there, and I would love to go up there when it's warmer. So I'm waiting for Mike to set a date um, for the warmer weather one because we plan on going up there. Hi, operator. This is Daryl. If you missed it, but I really want to get that date. I hope he sets it soon because I'm not going to the Ohio one, guys. If you don't know already, I will not be in Ohio. I am not going to. Um, I'm not going to Ohio. I'm just going to leave it at that, you guys. Uh, I want to eventually schedule a get together myself, maybe in North Carolina or Tennessee, kind of in the middle of where everybody's at. Even though I'm in South Carolina, I don't want everyone to have to drive so far down here. But I haven't even looked at scheduling, to be honest, because it's very hard with working full time and doing this and taking care of fur babies and kids and so forth. Um, Michael G, actually, if we do get a female, we are going to name it Carol, even though I don't like Carol at all. We are going to get a Carol, but if we get another male, we are going to name it Negan. So I'm kind of hoping we get another male to name it Negan because I would rather have a Negan than a Carol. So a Darryl and a Negan, a Darryl and a Negan will go good together. Oh, oh, one of your snacks just ran away. And these are his favorite little snacks, but he may not eat it because I'm holding him. Um, April. Okay. Awesome. I have to look and see if we're off in April, but if we go up there this time, Militant, we're actually going to try to stay up there longer, even if we don't stay there, just so that we can kind of hang out really and talk to people. Because I know last time we were just not able to talk to everybody because we were just yeah. Well, you were there. You already know. Um, oh, nice. Carving artist has pigeons named Maggie and Abraham. Two corgis jumping in your lap. You should get them a bunny. They want a bunny, Pete. Oh, please don't jump off backwards because they'll get me for animal abuse and I won't even have done it on purpose. JD, I'm hoping not to have a house full of rabbits. I'm hoping to actually get one of them. If we get two, one of them is going to be fixed unless we get two males, but then we'll probably have to get one fixed anyways or they'll fight. Thank you, Militant. I appreciate that inside information. Um, where are we at? We're at 40 minutes. I don't know what else to say, you guys. I just wanted to talk about my opinion, strictly my opinions on the shooting incident. Um, please don't, please don't go out and try to fight trans people just because this one person that needed help that didn't get it in time. And oh, okay, so I'll tell you too, the place that I got my bunny from, let me tell you. She has a Facebook page. If you guys are bunny people, this bunny is like stuck under my head. I look like I have a neck brace on. Um, if you guys are looking to adopt a bunny or if you are bunny people, um, her Facebook page is called Bunnies by the River. Bunnies by the River, you guys. She ships them um, all over the United States, and this is a Holland Lop. And as I said, they get no bigger than 4 pounds. Good night, roaming. But check out her page if you want to adopt a bunny. Please don't adopt them to eat them because they're too darn cute. And please don't adopt them to feed them to a snake. Um, I don't want to know about that either. Please don't do that. I'm asking you nicely. But they're cool. You can teach them to do tricks. They're litter box trained. They're very clean. You don't have to bathe them unless they get super, super dirty. Um, and they're really smart. So I'm going to warn you guys, if you get a bunny, you have to bunny proof your house because they're really smart and they know how to get around things that you put in front of them so they don't go under your couch. And then you have to try to lure them out with treats or chase them out, which is really not fun. I'm telling you. Yes. No, bunnies by the river. Bunnies by the river. And her name is Lucia. Lucia, I believe. Sweetest lady. She loves her bunnies. She takes really good care of them. She will help you with any information you might need. And yeah, she's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna. All right. Yep, he's going back in. I think he's got a potty. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. No pee. Yay! He didn't pee on me. Oh, there's the link. Thank you, honey. So, Bunnies by the River, and Marco just dropped her Facebook page. Um, but she's awesome. Yeah, Militant. We probably will eventually too, but this particular one is not going to be food. Um, yeah. Bunnies are funny, aren't they, Militant? They are characters. People don't even realize how bunnies are. They each have their own personalities and they're like almost like dogs. They follow you around and they want treats and they play. Like they're pretty cool. But I think eventually when we get land and homestead, we will probably have bunnies for food. But this one and any mate or friend he might have is absolutely not going to be food. No way. Oh, I did not know that. I thought they were in the rodent family, Lucky. That's good to know. I might need you to email me information because this is my first bunny. And we went out and dropped a whole bunch of money on this bunny. So because he's 2.5 months, we do know alfalfa hay for the first I think it said 7 months. And if you want to introduce Timothy hay as well, you can introduce Timothy hay and pellets and lots of water. I know about that, and I know that they can't have vegetables or fruits yet at this age because he's too young. He's got tons of toys, and he's got plenty of space. This is one of his hutches, which you can't see it, but it's actually 2 stories. And then he's got an extra large dog kennel downstairs with litter box and toys and so forth. And then I have actually another 2 story hutch on the way and a huge 4x4 playpen for him. So I think I'm doing it right, but we'll find out. He seems happy. He does all these binkies and flops and he snores and everything else. So from what I understand, those behaviors are him being happy. So he's only thumped at me twice, and it was the first day we had him. And he's coming up to us. He's letting us pet him and feed him and obviously hold him. Um, but he's cool. I like him. He's pretty cool. Hey, Coffee. Easter eggs for Easter hunting for eggs are only for kids. Why not for adults too? Um, I would go look for eggs if somebody hid them for me. Yeah, binkies. Yeah, I had to look that up. I thought he was having a seizure in midair. Yeah, I've only had 2 thumps, and it was the first day we had him. I can tell that you know bunny behaviors because I had to Google everything, and the first time he flopped, I thought he was dying. So that was pretty funny too. But I guess those are all really good things, and yeah, he runs like with the dogs we call them zoomies. So he basically does zoomies around the living room and does the binkies, and He looks I swear I thought he was having a seizure in midair. I thought something was wrong with him. And then when he flopped, I was like, oh my God, we killed the rabbit. So yeah, it was pretty funny. We're learning, but we're learning fast. And I went out today and I bought two. We have hardwood floors. So I went out today and I bought two area rugs because, well, you already know they shouldn't be on hardwood floors because they don't have padding on their feet. So we went out and bought two area rugs for him, and to protect his little feet, and uh, more toys and more chew stuff, and some treats that are Timothy hops and so forth. So yeah, yeah, their flops are great. Now that I know what they are. You missed it, Yardbirds. Hi, Yardbirds. He doesn't lay eggs. He lays chocolate pellets everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but he lays chocolate pellets. I can send you some if you want, Yardbirds. Where are we at? We're at 48 minutes. I didn't really have anything much to say, you guys. I just wanted to share Daryl with you and give my opinion on the event that makes me sad when I think about it. So I kind of don't want to think about it anymore. Um, but is there any questions, you guys? Any questions? Or I did hear that. I heard that their chocolate pellets are great for fertilizer. I learned that from my friend Ilea from Survival Games. She told me that. So um, I'm actually going to have to start saving the chocolate pellets, which I never thought I would do that in my life. Bye, Lucky. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. I'll email you if I have any more questions. Um, so how many eggs? So many people are late to the party. I'm always late. Jane from RR Rescue. Hello. Um, oh, my chat's jumping. Yeah. Palmer. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that, Jane. The chocolate factory burned down. Um, Something I want you guys to notice too, and I talked to this a little bit about Pete, or about Pete, to Pete. I want you to start paying attention where these fires are, where these derailments are, and where obviously the barge breaking is in the water. But I want you to start paying attention to where these plants are, like the Palmer Easter Bunny factory. Pay attention to where those are, because I am noticing a lot of these fires seem to be right along the river, mainly the Ohio River. And if you remember, I'm going to send you some militant, or I'll bring you some the next meetup. Um, if you remember, they also had a chemical spill, I want to say last year, in the Colorado River. So pay attention to where these fires and these spills are, because I am noticing that, oddly enough, most of them are by main rivers, rivers that go into other main rivers. And these rivers supply water to people's homes via the water plants, or um, by their wells. So pay attention. Um, I will pay attention to where these fires are, where these derailments are, and start getting water filters if you can. If you can get a water filter, it doesn't have to be like the big expensive brand. I know Berkey raised their prices a lot. You can get a different brand. Just do your research on it, but start stocking some water. I am not one that stocks bottled water if I don't have to, because I have filters. But if you do not have filters, please start stocking water, because I think poisoning the water is going to be a big thing. I think it's already started, and I don't know how far it's gone. but I think it's been happening even before the derailments. I'm saying this based on my dreams. I can't prove it. I can't verify it, but I'm telling you, it's my feeling. I think that something has been wrong with our water for a long time. So please stock up water. First and foremost, stock up water because if they keep doing this, you guys, the water is not only going to be in the rivers, it's got to evaporate and those chemicals are going to go back up into the air and then it's going to go onto the crops and then the food, the livestock is going to um, eat those crops that has the contaminated rain from the contaminated rivers and then that stuff is going to get into our bodies. But please stock water. Please, I'm dead serious on this. Please keep water stocked. I don't have any inside information. I'm just watching everything, and everything I'm watching is coordinating with things that I'm dreaming. So please stock water, put some aside, put a good bit aside, or a way to filter it. Yeah, the tornadoes are bad too. Angry Prepper and Grindstone Ministries with Bear Independent is there helping right now, and I think that's awesome. They are doing a lot of good work right now. Yes. Milton Farmer, that's exactly right. Now, there's quite a few people that don't know about the 15-minute cities. If you don't, please look them up. And I beg you not to go into the 15-minute cities because if you go into the 15-minute cities and they take your cars or they make it to where you can't leave, you are stuck there. It is basically a modern camp. So you're right. They are going to poison everything to where people are sick or they need help and they can't get stuff clean or decontaminated, and they're going to go into these cities for government help. Please don't go into these cities. Please find somewhere you can go on land. And I didn't want to end this stream off in scary stuff, but I'm urging you guys, please do the things because even though they have all this stuff going on for division and distraction, there's other stuff going on subtly that we've got to prepare for, we've got to get ready for. Um, and we're running out of time to do that. And as far as running out of time, I'm not talking about war coming like next week or the end of the world coming next week. I'm talking about as they keep poisoning the water, it's going to get farther and you're not going to be able to get water. You're going to not be able to get food that's not contaminated because, if you watched my Ohio dioxins and vinyl chloride video, I talked about how the animals eat it and they can't detox it like we do. And when they get slaughtered and put into the stores, then you are going to eat that meat um, if you are not a vegetarian, but you're going to eat that meat and you're going to get those chemicals in your body because they are going to be contaminated because they can't get rid of those toxins. And as it rains, those vegetables are going to go into our grocery stores and you're going to get those toxins. So please stock now while you can. JD, I don't have plans for Easter. I actually usually we try to go to dinner with my mother-in-law, but we don't have any specific plans, to be honest. Saudi Arabia, that I can't go into depth on Saudi Arabia, but that's another one that I've had dreams about. So I know something is coming with Saudi Arabia. I just don't know for sure what it is. Other than them joining or looking at joining the BRICS. Um, where are we at? Oh man, I got 4 minutes left, you guys. Yeah, Jane, I actually did watch that video last year. Um, missed a couple comments. I don't know about the zero water, so I'm glad that Michael is answering those questions for you. Daffy and Taffy. Cute I don't have any ducks. I would love to have some. I want goats, actually, you guys. I want goats. But we're not allowed to have goats here. I think goats would be fun to have. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, Trump is a distraction. That whole thing with Trump is a distraction, guys. It's a distraction and cause of division, and then when he, doesn't actually get charged and, doesn't actually get put in jail, then, they're gonna push him forward, and he's going to, be elected next, and, his followers are going to realize that he's not what they think he is, in my opinion. If you haven't realized Trump is a part of this by now, this whole show, you need to do more research because it's all one big show for the same outcome. So I don't think that he's going to be arrested. I think this is going to cause him to get even more votes for the next election. So let me see. I don't have anything else. I could start my own petting zoo. Yardbirds, if I legitimately did start a petting zoo, to be honest, I would buy myself a giraffe because I absolutely love giraffes. They are my favorite animal ever. And actually, I'll share with you guys why. I've got what, 2 minutes left? Okay, so I'll share real quick. Giraffes. I love giraffes because where my son was born and where he grew up, I took him to the zoo. And at the zoo, you could um, feed the giraffes graham crackers. So my son was like maybe 4 years old, 5 years old, and I took him to go feed the giraffes. I got him a big old stack of graham crackers, and he was terrified because he was so little and the giraffes were so big. And I took this graham cracker and I stuck it like right here on his shirt. And this giraffe came down. Tammy, that's my sister from another mister, you guys. Say hi to Tammy and give her much love. Mwah! I love my Tammy. Um, but the giraffe came down, and if you guys don't know, giraffes have really, really long blue tongues. And this giraffe came down and wrapped its tongue around the graham cracker at my son's neck and tickled his neck and ate the graham cracker. And my son laughed so, so, so hard. So for those of you that don't know, giraffe is my favorite, and that is why. Yes, Tammy is my sister from another mister. We are great friends. We are close friends. We actually look very similar, um, which is very strange. We are not blood related, but we are very close. So she is my sister from another mister. I love her to death. Yeah, we've been friends for a very long time. Um, but let me see. All right, guys, I have 10 seconds left. Any questions? Hurry fast, type fast. We are very close to twins. So Tammy and I used to work together. This is funny. Tammy and I used to work together, and we used to wear the same uniform, and we used to have to wear our hair the same because we had to keep it up out of everything. And our husbands used to come up behind us, and it was so funny. They used to come up behind us and put their hands around our waists from behind, and we'd be like, wrong wife. And they'd be like, oh, yeah. So that's how similar we actually really looked. We look in general. It's so funny. It's so funny how similar we look. She was one of my first friends when I moved to South Carolina, and I'm so grateful for her and her husband. Kenny, thank you. Mwah! Much love to you, hon. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well. I haven't seen you for a long time. Now I have all these people coming in, but I can't stay. I've been on for an hour, you guys. If you haven't seen it, you got to go back and watch it. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I told you guys secrets today, so you guys have to hit thumbs up for my secrets. Um, thank you, Kenny. Um, Coffee, be safe in those storms. I know there's some terrible storms coming through. There has been, and there still is, and there's a couple more coming over the next few days. Um, Winning streak. Hello, you missed it. I'm actually about to log off. but definitely go back and watch it. I had some opinions and some happy stuff shared and some playfulness, but um, all right, you guys. I don't have anything else to say. I hope that this ended on a positive note. Oh, Tammy. Tammy, are you still there real quick? I have to log off because I don't like to go more than an hour. But Tammy, if you're still there, I have to show you something real quick. Let me know real fast if you're still there. Quick, quick, type fast. I hope you are because I have to show you something. When you come live again, JD, I try to go every Saturday. Excuse me. I usually go at 7:15, but Pete went live and I didn't want to run over his live. I try not to run over anybody else's lives. So I went into his and then I started mine after it's done. So usually I do Saturdays at 7:15. And so that's when I should do my next live. Yeah, Tammy, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Most of you already saw this, but I've got to try to grab this. Hold on. Tammy, look at my new baby. His name's Darryl. And for those of you guys that know why he's named Darryl, Tammy actually met the real Darryl and didn't tell me when he was there I could have met him. So Tammy got to meet the real Darryl. So you guys can yell at her for not telling me that Darryl was at our work. It better not poo on me. He's being calm, so he better not poo on me. Yeah, winning streak. She got to meet the real Darius, or not Darius. Well, yeah, Darius Rucker too, but she got to meet the real Norman Reedus. And yes, thank you, Tammy. I didn't know if I could share that or not. Tammy actually has gotten to work with him. Her family has gotten to work with him and that whole crew. She's so lucky. She's invited me to go, but I just haven't been able to get the time off. Yes. This is Darrell, and if we get a second one, we're going to name it Carol, or if it's a male, we're going to name it Negan. Thank you guys. No poo. No poo, no pee. Okay. I don't have anything else to say, you guys. I've been on for 5 minutes longer than I like to go, but hopefully you guys got some enjoyment out of my Darrell, because everybody goes to a gun show and comes back with a Darrell. Or if they don't, they should. I hope that you think about what I said about the rainbow community. Please don't hate the people. Just disagree with, if you disagree with what they do, just don't hate the person. We're supposed to pray for enemies, we're supposed to pray for people. So please pray for them. Don't hate them. Don't treat them terrible. Don't go out and fight against them. Don't call them terrible names. Offer to pray for them. That doesn't happen anymore. Offer to pray for them, even if they're a stranger. Offer to pray for them. If they don't want to, okay. But you'd be surprised how many will allow you to pray for them. So offer to pray for them, and if they don't want it, then just go home and pray for them. Just don't treat them terrible. Don't treat them like crap. Treat people nicely. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, first two rules: love God, love people. Period. Most important two rules. Um, oh, that's a good point, Jane. I might have to do that. Um, but love each other. You guys already know that. I always tell you, love each other. You guys know my words. Love each other. Trust God. Have faith. Pray. Know that everything's going to be okay. Keep prepping. Think outside of the box. Look at the whole picture, guys. Look at the whole picture. Don't follow the crowd. Pray for discernment right now. That's really important. Pray for discernment. Read your Bibles and help each other. Help each other and love each other. Take care of each other. Other than that, I don't really have anything else because I think those are super powerful words. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you to my moderators, especially my super sexy one, Marco. Um, Thank you, Kenny, for your donation. I truly appreciate it. I never asked for it, but I'm always appreciative of it. Um, you guys, those donations now are probably going to start going towards bunny stuff because bunnies are more expensive than I realized. So I really, really appreciate that right now. Trying to get him all set up. And I hope to see you guys next time. And take care of each other, you guys. Much love. Mwah. Good night.